Why do some people never live for themselves, even once in their entire life? There are people who silently choose their family over their own dreams, every single time. They don't complain. They don't ask for help. They just keep going. They wake up thinking about responsibilities, not opportunities. Their salary is already divided in their mind before they even receive it. Parents, children, bills, education, everything comes first. And slowly, their own life gets pushed to the background. Their goals? Delayed. Their comfort? Ignored. Their happiness? Postponed. But here's the deeper question. What kind of mindset makes someone sacrifice everything without expecting anything back? Because this is not just responsibility. This is a psychology of people who carry their entire family on their back, in silence, every single day. Some people don't realize it until years later. Their life didn't stop suddenly, it slowly got paused. This is the life they put on hold. They once had plans just like everyone else. A better career, financial freedom, time for themselves, even small dreams that made them feel alive. But responsibilities arrived earlier than expected. Family needs, bills, pressure, expectations, one after another. And without even deciding it clearly, they started delaying their own life. Not for days, for years. That course they wanted to complete is still unfinished. That business idea is still saved in their mind. That rest they promised themselves still never happened. Now their routine is simple. Work, solve problems, take care of others, repeat. And the strange part is, they don't even question it anymore. Because when you live like this long enough, sacrifice starts feeling like normal life. But deep inside, there's always a silent truth. Something important was put on hold and never truly resumed. At some point in life, they stopped being just a son, a daughter, or a partner, and started becoming something else entirely. They became the provider. It doesn't happen in one big moment. It happens slowly, quietly, without announcement. One day they realize someone is depending on them now. Parents are aging. Siblings need support. Children are watching. Bills are waiting. And just like that, their own needs start disappearing from the list. They don't buy things for themselves first anymore. They don't think about comfort before thinking about responsibility. Even their decisions are no longer about me, but about us. Over time, they get used to it. They get used to ignoring their own tiredness. They get used to saying maybe later to their own dreams. They get used to carrying pressure that no one really sees. And the hardest part? People around them start expecting it like it was always their role. But what no one understands is this. The provider is also a human being. Someone who once had dreams, desires, and a life of their own. But they paused it so someone else could live better. Some people don't realize it in the beginning, but one day they wake up and notice something strange. They no longer remember the last time they did something just for themselves. This is the stage called, they ignored their own needs. It starts very small. Skipping a meal because someone else needed attention. Delaying rest because work was still unfinished. Saying, I'm fine even when they are clearly exhausted. At first, it feels normal, even responsible. But slowly it becomes a habit. Their own health starts taking a back seat. Their emotions get ignored. Even their mental peace becomes something they postpone for later. And the most dangerous part is this. They stop noticing their own needs at all. Because when you are always solving problems for others, you forget you are also someone who needs care. They don't complain. They don't break down openly. They just keep adjusting, keep sacrificing, keep moving. Until one day they look at their life and realize they have taken care of everyone else, but completely ignored the person they should have taken care of the most, themselves. Some people go through storms that no one ever sees, and still they choose silence. This is the stage called, they never complained. Not because their life was easy, but because they didn't want to become a burden for anyone. They were tired, but still showed up. They were stressed, but still smiled in front of others. They were struggling inside, but kept saying, it's okay. Over time, silence became their habit. They stopped talking about their pain, because every time they did, life expected them to be stronger. So they learned something dangerous, to carry everything alone. Problems at home, financial pressure, emotional exhaustion, all handled quietly without letting it spill out. And the world around them started believing they were always strong. But what people never saw was this. Strength was not their nature, it was their necessity. Because when you are responsible for others, you don't always get the space to fall apart. So they kept going, day after day, year after year, smiling on the outside, breaking slowly on the inside, but never complaining, not once. At some point, something quietly changes inside them. Not outside, but inside. This is the stage called, they felt unappreciated. They are still doing everything, still showing up, still solving problems, still carrying responsibilities that never seem to end. But something is different now. They no longer feel seen. Their efforts are expected, not noticed. Their sacrifices are assumed, not acknowledged. Their presence is needed, but their feelings are ignored. And slowly, a quiet thought starts growing in their mind. Does anyone even realize what I'm doing? They don't say it out loud, because they are used to being the strong one. But deep inside, it starts hurting. Because appreciation is not about praise. It's about feeling valued. And when someone gives everything for others, but rarely receives even a simple thank you, it creates a silent emptiness. Still they continue, because stopping is not an option for them, and complaining was never their way. But now the sacrifice feels heavier, not because of work, but because of invisibility. And in that silence, they start questioning something they never questioned before. Am I only important when I'm needed? There comes a point where strength is no longer strength anymore. It becomes weight. This is the stage called, they carried it until it broke them. They didn't break in one moment. They broke slowly, quietly, over time. One responsibility after another. One sacrifice after another. One silent, I will manage, after another. They kept saying yes, even when they were already full. They kept solving problems, even when they were exhausted. They kept holding everything together, even when they were falling apart inside. Because in their mind, stopping was never an option. But the human limit is real. Even the strongest person has a breaking point, and one day it doesn't look like a big collapse. It looks like silence. It looks like numbness. It looks like losing interest in things they once cared about. They are still present, but not fully there. Still functioning, but not feeling alive the same way. Because carrying everything for too long doesn't make you stronger forever. It slowly takes pieces of you away. And the hardest truth is this: they didn't break because they were weak. They broke because they never allowed themselves to stop. There comes a moment in their life when everything becomes quiet on the outside, but extremely loud inside. This is the stage called, they regret it, but stay silent. They don't talk about it, but they think about it all the time. The choices they made, the dreams they postponed, the years they gave away without realizing how fast time was moving. At some point they start wondering, what if I had chosen myself once, just once? But there is no easy answer to that question. Because now, their life is already built around responsibility, around people depending on them, around roles they cannot simply walk away from. So they keep going. Even with regret in their heart, they still show up. Even with tiredness in their soul, they still carry on. And the most painful part is this: they don't regret helping their family. They regret losing themselves in the process, but they still stay silent. Because they don't want to sound ungrateful. Because they don't want to look weak. Because they don't want to disappoint anyone. So they bury it inside. Smile on the outside. Regret on the inside. And silence in between. And life continues as if nothing ever happened. But inside them, something has already changed forever. At the end of everything, after years of sacrifice, silence, and responsibility, there comes a moment that feels different. Not loud, not dramatic, just empty. This is the stage called, they don't know who they are anymore. They look at their life, and everything makes sense on paper. They did what they were supposed to do. They fulfilled responsibilities. They stood strong when others needed them. But when they look inside, something feels missing. Because somewhere along the way, they became so focused on everyone else's life. They slowly stopped building their own identity. They don't even know what they truly like anymore. What makes them happy. What they want for themselves, without thinking about others. Even simple questions feel heavy now. If I had no responsibilities today, what would I do? And there is no immediate answer. Because that version of them, the one with dreams, energy, and personal desires, feels far away now. Not gone, just buried under years of duty. They still function. They still care. They still give. But inside, there is a quiet confusion. Who am I when I'm not needed by someone else? And that question doesn't leave easily, because after giving your entire life to others, sometimes the hardest thing is realizing you forgot to keep a part of yourself for yourself. At some point, life doesn't ask you for more strength. It asks you for truth. This is the final stage, the final truth and healing. After years of sacrifice, after years of silence, after carrying everyone else's world, something inside finally becomes clear. You did everything for your family. You showed up when it mattered. You stayed strong when no one else could. You became the support system everyone relied on. And yes, that mattered. It always did. But somewhere in that journey, you forgot one important truth. You were also part of that family. Not just a provider. Not just a supporter. Not just someone who never breaks. A human being with emotions, with limits, with a life that also deserved care. And now, after everything, healing doesn't mean changing the past. It means understanding it. It means accepting that your sacrifice came from love, but your silence came at a cost. And maybe the hardest realization is this. You can love your family deeply, without losing yourself completely in the process. Because true strength was never about carrying everything alone. It was about knowing when to pause, when to breathe, and when to finally return to yourself. And slowly, for the first time in a long time, you start rebuilding not just a life for others, but a life for you too. And maybe this is where the story really ends. Not with regret, but with understanding. If you have lived this life, if you have carried responsibilities, sacrifices, and silence for years, then you already know what it means to put others first. You know what it feels like to delay your own needs, to stay strong when you were tired, to keep going when no one saw how heavy it was. But here's something important to remember. Your sacrifice was never invisible. Even if no one said it, even if no one noticed it in time, it still mattered. Still, life is not only about what you give to others. It is also about what you allow yourself to become. Because one day, when everything is quiet, you will not just think about who you helped. You will think about who you became while helping everyone else. And that's why healing is important. Not to forget your responsibilities, but to remember yourself again. Little by little, you can start living again. Not just for others, but for you too. Because even after giving everything, your life is still yours to rebuild. And maybe now, it's finally time to start that chapter.